Every town has a name. Sugarland, that makes sense. Richmond, that makes sense too. But even Rosenberg has a story behind it. But then there's Pleak. It's one of the most unusual town names you'll find anywhere in Texas. And chances are you've driven right through it without ever wondering how it got its name. Well, today we're uncovering the story of Pleak, Texas, from its early settlers and farming roots to the close knit community it is today. Hey, everybody, welcome back. My name is Ashton St. Jean. I'm the mayor of Fort Bend County, but I'm also your Greater Houston realtor. Whether you're thinking about moving here, investing here, or you've called Fort Bend County home your whole life, this channel is your go to guide. Every week, we explore the history, the communities, the hidden gems, and the future of Fort Bend County. Today, we are putting the spotlight on Pleak, Texas. So, where is Pleak? Pleak is one of those communities that most people don't realize exists until they're driving through it. Located in southwestern Fort Bend County, near Rosenberg, Beasley, and Meadville, it's surrounded by farmland, ranches, and open Texas landscapes that remind you what this part of the county looked like long before suburban development. Unlike many nearby communities, Pleak has intentionally remained small. It also could just be because the growth hasn't hit there yet, though. But that is part of its charm. It's a place where neighbors know each other, community events still matter, and the pace of life feels slower than what you'll find in Houston's larger suburbs. Well, why is it called Pleak? Well, this is probably the question that everybody asks first. Pleak's a pretty unusual name. Well, the community is named after A.R. Pleak, a local landowner and businessman who played an important role in the area's early development. As the community began forming around farms and transportation routes, the Pleak name became associated with the area, and eventually the town adopted it. Because back then, when you have a major ranch or a major landowner over there, and it's just known as the Pleak area, the Pleak farm, eventually the town just grows around it because that's just what it's called. You're going to Pleak. Like much of Fort Bend County, Pleak's early history revolved around agriculture. Fertile land made it an ideal place to grow crops and raise livestock, and farming became the foundation of the local economy for generations. As I've dug into this series, you can really see that the fertile land and the agriculture, and then later the railroad, played a pivotal role in the forming of the Fort Bend County that we know today. I think some of the best farming in the area was in Fort Bend County because you'll see a lot of these major crops. They all have roots and major distributors and major growing parts that were in Fort Bend County. While many Texas towns owe their growth to oil or manufacturing, Pleak's story in much of Fort Bend counties is one of hardworking farming families and a community built from the land up. Well, growth without losing character. One thing I really admire about Pleak is that it hasn't tried to become something it's not. As Fort Bend County has become one of the fastest growing counties in America, communities like Sugarland, Katy, and Fulshear have experienced explosive development. Well, Pleak has taken a much different path. Growth has happened gradually, allowing the community to hold on to its rural identity while still benefiting from improved roads, nearby employment, and access to larger cities. Now, as we've gotten into this later stage in this development, and we're probably seeing the most growth and development and new construction that we've probably seen in this area in over 20 years. And so it looks like it could be gradually going out there because you'll see Neva and Beasley are starting to get quite a bit of growth now. And I think we'll start seeing that with Pleak as well. But for many residents, though, why they chose to live there is because of its rural environment and it not having the massive growth yet. That's been the big appeal to it. It's not about having the biggest shopping center there. It's about having space, peace, and a community that still feels connected. Well, what is Pleak like today? Well, today Pleak offers something that's becoming harder and harder to find in the whole Houston area. Large lots, quiet country roads, open skies, a slower pace of life. And you know my favorite, you get a lot of that two-finger wave when you're going down the two-lane country road. You know, that's the best part. That to me is pretty much Texas. At the same time, you're only a short drive though from Rosenberg, Richmond, and the amenities of the larger communities around. For buyers looking for acreage, country living, or simply a quieter place to call home, Pleak deserves a second or a closer look. It may not make headlines often, but that's part of what makes it special. For the Mayor's Minute, one thing I've learned while creating this series is that every community has a story worth telling. And this part of my series is we're digging into every Fort Bend County town. Pleak may never become the biggest city in Fort Bend County. I don't think that's their goal. Its value comes from preserving a lifestyle that's becoming increasingly rare. And I think that's something worth protecting. We'll see how it comes in the next few years. I hope you enjoyed learning the story of Pleak, Texas. That's exactly why I created this series, to uncover the history, the people, and the communities that make Fort Bend County unlike anywhere else in Texas or in the United States. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment telling me which Fort Bend community you'd like me to dig into next. And if you're thinking about buying, selling, relocating, or investing anywhere in Fort Bend County or the greater Houston area, I'd love the opportunity to help. I'm Ashton St. Jean, the mayor of Fort Bend County and your greater Houston realtor. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.